Okay, I think I'm live. Yeah, so yeah, hi, good evening. Hello everyone. How's everyone? Yeah, please confirm that I'm audible. Everything is fine. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, is audio, video, everything fine? Yeah, there was some technical miscommunication, right? So yeah, I was ready, but yes, some technical thing happened, and that was the reason I'm late. Okay, so okay, Nishant. Yeah, I'm audible. Okay, great. So welcome back after the weekend. So I always say that if you survive weekend, you are still in the game. You are still in the game if you're surviving weekend. So yeah, so one more weekend has passed, and I'm assuming you have given test and all. Right. Also, I took this YouTube mock test, right? But I think you have not done ancient medieval, so it's fine. But if you have completed ancient medieval, yeah, do attempt that video test, right? Or you can use that Telegram channel PDF format, and then you give test and then attend the discussion. So I took that discussion of test, right? So those who are interested can go through that discussion. That will be super helpful. Provided you have studied ancient medieval, then only you should go for that test. Okay, anyway, so let's get back to our discussion. So we were discussing Buddhism. We had started Buddhism, and yeah, so we had started Buddhism, and we were discussing at roughly around 500 BC, roughly around somewhere between 600 to 500 BC, while we are approaching towards Mahajanpadas. Yeah, this point you can say that this point is you can say the point where we find some chaos in terms of philosophy. Yeah, in terms of philosophy we're finding some chaos over here. Reason being that till this point there is too much emphasis. This is a later Vedic era, and here there is too much emphasis in Vedas and Brahmanas. We found too much emphasis over sacrifices, right? Plus they were also proposing a model system, where Brahman was on top, then Kshatriya, then Vaishya, and then Shudra. Right. So you can assume that roughly, while we were approaching 500 BCE, right, while we were, close to 600 BCE, there are some challenges to the existing philosophy, and in this chaos, what we realize that there are more than 300 philosophers who brought forward some thought process, some new challenging thought, which actually challenged the existing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Pragya. Those have scored well. Great. Yeah. So let's focus. We have already studied this till this point, and right now we are taking detour from the timeline. Right. This detour. Just a second. Let me get back to the controls. Just a second. Yeah, guys, just confirm your batch number, whether you are from Titan 1.0 or 2.0, and please confirm once. Yeah, everybody. 2.0, all from 2.0. Okay, 1.0. Got it. Okay, so yeah, please hold. I had this doubt, so yeah. Yeah, where is 1.0 today? Yeah, I can see 1.0. Don't worry, I can see 1.0. You all cannot see 1.0. Yeah, so wait for it. Yeah, okay, guys. So both the batches are on. I can see 1.2, 2.0 separately, right? So don't worry about that. And let's focus on our discussion. Yeah. So yeah, so let's please continue. So yeah, right. Today chat is not combined. Rohini Dubey, Saurabh Singh, Suhina Khatun, Ritika Gupta. So yeah, 1.0 is visible. Same is the case with Abhishek Kumar, Venkateshwar, Dhiraj J. So yeah, so you guys are visible. Don't worry about that. Let's focus on our studies. Meanwhile, team is trying to connect both. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, thanks for reminding. So I'm planning to change the timing as well. I'll be shifting your time to close to 6. Yeah, close to 6 p.m. I'm not very sure what time, but close to 6 p.m. You'll get this. My discussion with the team is pending. So by morning 11 a.m. you'll get to know what is the time, right? So close to 6 p.m. I'll be shifting. So let's continue with the discussion. Yeah. Okay, so we were discussing that this was the chaos zone. Chaos is where you don't have clarity, right? Chaos is where you are not very sure which philosophy to follow, which thing to follow. That is chaos. Sometimes in your life you get chaos. I don't know what exam I should prepare, what stream I should choose, right? That is the chaotic phase. So yeah, this point is close to 600 BC, between 600 BC to 500 BC, because of so much emphasis on the sacrifices, because of so much emphasis on the karma, right? Also because of this you can say hierarchy, also new economy. People were not aligned. Society was not aligned with this thought, and they wanted to challenge. Basically, they wanted to search. They wanted a new philosophy, a new thought process, a new way of living life, right? And that was the reason that so many philosophers went into it, and they came out with so many new thoughts, new philosophies, right? So there's a book called Sutra Kritanga. Sutra Kritanga. You can write this down. Sutra Kritanga, which says that there were like 360, new sects, right? 360 new thoughts. Out of that, what we found that only few became very, very prominent or very important, and we know about them today. And few of them are, top one is Buddhism, right? Jainism is second. Then we also know about Ajivika. Charmak, etc., etc. So we like 10 around 10 we know, right? I've added few more in your PPT where you can go through the names of the founder and all in the end of the PPT. That's your homework. Anyway, so we were discussing why. So why we had discussed why Buddhism on top, that also we had discussed, right? Because the personality of Buddha, because his philosophy is very simple, right? And he's using very local language. He's using most probably he's using Pali, right? Pali is the standard version, but still he must be using something similar to Pali, and that is the reason that is very close. Buddhism is very close to the people, right? People feel very much related to Buddhism, very much related to Buddha, and that is the reason that Buddhism became most popular. So right now, for next 2 to 3 classes, we are not going ahead with the timeline. We will stay in this chaos. We'll understand what is Buddhism, what is Jainism, right? One of the most important topic, one of the most popular topic of UPSC, one of the favorite topic of UPSC, Buddhism and Jainism, right? Okay. So first thing we are going to cater is Buddhism. So today we'll talk about first of all life of Buddha, what happened in his life. Second important topic is the philosophy of Buddha, and then if we have time, we'll go further. So life of Buddha and philosophy of Buddha, 2 targets we have today. So let's talk about life of Buddha. So now, so the story starts somewhere here, right? Close to Koshala. There's a place called Koshala, Ayodhya, right? Ayodhya is in Koshala, and close to Koshala we have Sakya. Sakyas are basically the republic. Republic means the king over here is elected by the people. So technically he should not be called as king, but yes, in this era we call everybody, all the leaders as king. So it is elected king. Right? I tell you about these republics in Mahajanpadas. We'll talk about them in Mahajanpadas. Right? So just for the time being, just understand that this Sakya, clan, this is basically a tribe. They are still not into monarchy. They are still into republic. They elect their king. So technically, don't call, maybe you can call them chief instead of king. Right? Chief. So they had elected chief. So in this family, in the foothills of Nepal, or basically in the foothills of Himalaya, there was elected chief Shuddhodhan. Right? Shuddhodhan. So he's basically elected chief of Sakya clan. The most popular place at this time, you can say the capital is Kapilvastu. Most probably it is currently today it is called as Piparwaha, UP. Right, most probably. Again. So let's come back to Shuddhodhan. Wife of Shuddhodhan is Mahamaya. Right, she's also a princess. She belongs to Kolian tribe. Right, so Mahamaya. So Shuddhodhan and Mahamaya are husband and wife. And then so one fine night today, Mahamaya conceived Buddha. Right, so when she conceived Buddha, I'll also make a timeline. Right, so when she conceived Buddha, she saw a dream. Right, this is Maya's dream. She saw a dream. By the way, I'll take you through the legends as well. Again, very important that when we talk about religions, sometimes I'm not talking about particularly this. Sometimes a legend is made so that some miracle is added to the some power or miracle is added to the story and make it more believable or make it more like this is a story of a god or this is a story of a very very powerful person. So many times I'm not talking about the story in particular. Right, I'm saying we will discuss the legend as we know. We discuss the story as we know. Right, but sometimes that critical inquiry we need to have, that critical thought process we need to have. We need to challenge everything whatever is being told to us, not taught to us, being told to us that especially in the WhatsApp university or many other places, or even in religion, whenever you got to learn something about mythology, you must logically think that if this is mythological, is this logical? Is this true? Sometimes a story is meant to teach something ethical. Right? The only purpose of the story is to teach something ethical. Sometimes the purpose of the story is to actually add some miraculous background so that people will accept some bigger personality as that he is the legend. Okay, you must have heard that recently some Baba, right? Some Guru, right? The Guru is so powerful. He is super powerful. He has some, siddhi and all because he had spent like 25 years, meditating in Himalayas. Now, we don't know whether the story is correct or not, but because when somebody tells us that he was meditating for 25 years in Himalayas, we believe that he must be powerful, right? And that's the whole intent over here. So disclaimer is on. Okay, so yeah, so whenever I tell you a story, think like, this happened more than 2500 years ago, right? And then there will be multiple versions, then there will be multiple stories, right? And many stories might have been, assimilated or might have been based on, might be based on memory, right? May not be the real story, but maybe based on memory, something like that. Okay, sometimes when you will get selected as an IS officer, right? What your neighbors will talk about? Your neighbors will say that this person never ever had gone to a movie. This person, every day 12 hours, this person used to study. That kind of discussion they'll be having. Whether you are studying today or not, whether you are really that much meticulous or not, irrespective of that, if you become an IS officer tomorrow, people will talk about you that you study like 12 hours, you study like every NCRT, you study like Lakshmikant page and to end. You have mugged the whole constitution. That kind of stories or legends will be there about you. Similarly, same mind frame we have to have over here. I'm not saying that any story is wrong. All stories are correct as per my understanding. But that critical inquiry I suppose you will be having. Okay, let's get back. So Mahamaya, the mother of Buddha. So when she had conceived Buddha. See, as far as I know, all these stories are true, right? Don't take me wrong. Don't quote me wrong anyway. Okay, so when she conceived Buddha, this event is called as Adikranti. Right? And she felt like she was sleeping, and in her dream, she felt like that there's a huge elephant, white color elephant with 6 tusks, 6 teeth, what do you call it? Teeth of elephant. 6 tusks he was having, and he was entering her womb. Right? That dream, that is Maya's dream. It is then Bharut Stupa. Right? So that's what we say that philosophy defines architecture. Because of basically most of the architecture you see will have some story or philosophy behind the architecture. So this panel basically depicts what? This depicts conception of Buddha. So when Buddha was conceived, she felt like this, and that is the reason Abhikranti or conception can be denoted as white elephant. If you see somewhere, or if the symbol is white elephant, that means we are talking about. If some architecture has white elephant, that means we are talking about conception of Buddha. Anyway, so second, so she gave birth to Siddhartha. So the original name is Siddhartha. Yeah, and when any king has has a child, they call all the priests and they ask for the kundali. They want them to tell the father how should be or how is going to be the future of the child. So that's what same was the case with Shuddhodhan. When Siddhartha took birth, he asked all the priests to come and see how he will be doing in future. So everybody or almost everybody said the same thing, that he will be the great conqueror. Right, he'll be great conqueror. And to be a great conqueror, either he'll become a great king, some Chakravarti king who will have a great empire, or he'll become a saint, right? He'll become a sage, something like that, right? So in either cases, he will be conquering the world, either physical conquest or the conquest of the heart. So either of that, he'll be doing. So now, so Duryodhana was very much worried. So Duryodhana was worried that, what if my son really becomes a sage? What if he really becomes, an ascetic? So who is going to take care of my kingdom, right? Sakya kingdom. He was a prince, right? So he was very much worried, and that is the reason he never allowed Siddhartha to go out, right? So for almost, so we were talking about, before his birth, we were talking about conception. White elephant, right? This is birth. Birth is around 463 BC. Now again, we are not. I'm sorry, 563 BC. Now this year is not very much accurate. We are not very sure is this the right year, but this is something which is mentioned in your NCRTs, right? So we assume that this must be right. Yeah. So 563 BC, birth of Buddha. Now birth of Buddha is marked by two things. It is marked by one thing which is bull, and second is lotus. Right, bull and lotus marks the birth of Buddha. Bull because it is the zodiac sign or Rashi, whatever you call. The zodiac sign of Buddha is Rishabh. So that is the reason his sign is bull. Okay, so 563 BC. So from here, till almost 29 years, Duryodhana never allowed his son to go out. Right, his son, he had some 3 palaces, right, to play or to enjoy. So he was having a very, very comfortable life. He never saw any pain or any issue in life or something. He was never ever worried. So very happy, environment was given to him just to ensure that he should not see anything wrong, anything bad, any pain, and he should never ever, feel that empathy. He should never ever go out. That was the whole intent over here. Even in 16th year, he was married. Right, in 16th year he was married, and he was married to Yashodhara. Right, and then he had a son, Rahul. Rahul, yeah. So Rahul. So Siddhartha now has a son as well. Rahul. So overall, the life was very, very comfortable, right? The bull and the lotus, right? And now he has a son as well. Now at the age of 29, he somehow felt this craving. He wanted to go out and see the world himself. And there he went out with his charioteer, his Sarthi, Channa. So with Channa he went out. And name of his horse is Kantaka, right? So with them he went out, and when he went out, he saw so many things. You must have heard this story, right? So he saw so many things. He saw that there's an old man, there's somebody who is sick, then there's a dead body, then there is someone who is ascetic, sannyasi, right? So he saw that that old man seems very, he was very much in pain, not very healthy. So he was worried about him. Then he saw that somebody is in disease, again in pain. What is disease? Why people get disease? Why people get old? Right? Again he saw dead body, and dead body was not moving or was not showing any expression. So he was like, what is this? Why people die now? So he had all that question, and then finally he saw sannyasi, ascetic. He was very happy, smiling. Right, meditating. So then he was confused. Why is he so happy? So he had so many questions, and when you have so many questions, right, and you need answers, you need to go out of home. You need to leave home. So he told his wish to Channa, and asked him to actually accompany him to actually leave his house, leave the palace. Now of course, the king should not get to know how he is leaving and all, and that is the reason. Now this is like a big event, very, very important event, very big event. So this event is called as Mahabhinish Kraman. Mahabhinish Kraman means a krama, basically a karma, act, which is selfless, which is not for any vested interest. Mahabhinish Kraman. He's not doing anything for his own personal gain or personal thing, but he's doing something to research. He wanted to know things. He wanted to seek truth. And when you seek truth, you are called as Shramana. And that is the reason they were called as Shraman traditions. All such traditions are called as Shraman traditions. So you'll see that now Buddha is going on his horse Kanta, and Channa is accompanying him in night. I don't know why he needs the umbrella in night, but yeah, that's how people or kings behave. Right? Prince, he's a prince. So whether it is night or day, he's having that umbrella. So yeah, so he leaves. Now you must understand that this is a super important event of the world, mythologically. It's a super important event of the world. And now all the gods, Gandharvas, are actually watching. They're not the men who are watching Siddhartha going, right? It's secret. Nobody knows. And these are the gods who are watching him going. And because they know this is going to be a major event, this is going to be a big event, the thing has started. Right? He has already gone for exploring. And this event is so important that you see dwarf over here. See, check the dwarf. Right, dwarf. These dwarfs are holding the leg of the horse. Right, these dwarfs are holding the leg of the horse so that the horse should not make any noise. Right, what if horse is tap. What if a horse does that tap and Rahul wakes up, and if Rahul wakes up and says, "Daddy, where are you going?" Then it will be tough, right, very tough. So that is the reason it is so important that two dwarfs are muffling the sound of the horse so that nobody gets to know. And this event should not. This is the moment, right? So this event should not at all be disturbed. Right, he should go. Right, very important. He should go and actually seek truth. So very, very important event called as Mahabhinish Kraman. So in the age of 29 years, we have Mahabhinish Kramana. Right, very important, Mahabhinish Kraman. So now he has started searching, and what he does, he will go to, from Kapilvastu, he will go to Bihar, Rajgir. Yeah, again map, yeah. So from Sakya to Rajgir. Right, this is Rajgir. Now Rajgir has a king, a very, very famous king, Bimbisara. Yeah, recently there was a movie on Bimbisara. I think available on either Hotstar or no, it's not available. Don't go and watch. I'm just telling you that there was a movie Bimbisara. There is a movie Bimbisara. Yeah, so Bimbisara. So he had gone to Rajgir. So now he was roaming around. He don't know what to find. Right, he had just started. So he reached Bimbisara, and the people of Bimbisara told Bimbisara that there's a prince out there. There's a prince, Sakyan prince roaming in your kingdom. There might be something wrong. So spies of Bimbisara told about Buddha. So Bimbisara asked Buddha. Basically, he asked his people to bring Buddha. So Buddha came to Bimbisara, and there they had a discussion. Bimbisara asked, "What happened, sir? Why are you here? Right? Do you need something?" And he might be suspecting something. But Buddha told him his true intention, that I'm basically a truth seeker and I'm seeking truth. Right? So Bimbisara was so happy. Bimbisara said that, sir, why are you so worried? Why don't you take my whole kingdom? Right? He is the king of Magad, one of the strongest kingdom over here, king of Magad. Right? He said, why don't you take my kingdom, sir? Don't worry. You do govern over here, and why are you so much into researching? You seem to be a very, very fine prince. But Buddha of course said no. Right? Buddha said no. I need to seek truth and all. Right? Also, this was courtesy. Right? Nobody was giving for real. Nobody gives kingdom. Right? It was a courtesy. Right? If somebody comes to your house, you say that it's your home. Right? It's your home. Be comfortable. Feel like home. It does not mean that the person has to feel like home. Right? That's not the case. So yeah, the Bimbisara tells him that yes, feel like home. It's your kingdom only. But that's not the true thing. He's not offering his kingdom. But in papers and basically stories, it is written that Bimbisara offered his kingdom. Right? And a critical thinking and a question why somebody will offer kingdom. Yeah. So Bimbisara asked him that, sir, please stay. Why don't you become guest for some time? So Buddha said, sir, I'm in search of something. I'm in search of truth. So Bimbisara said that, sir, when you find truth, please come back to Rajgir. Right? I still would like to meet you once you find truth. Right? So that was support of basically some you can say assurance given by Bimbisara that if you find truth, please come. I would like to meet you. So that was the promise given to Bimbisara over here. And then he leaves. And then he goes to first he meets Bimbisara in Rajgir. Rajgir. Rajgir is capital of Magad right now. Rajgir, right? Then he finds some guru, Alara Kalama. Alara Kalama. Right, Alara Kalama. So now now he has to join some course. He is already out preparing for UPSC. Now he wants somebody should teach him, tell him the whole syllabus and everything. Right. So Alara Kalama. Alara Kalama teaches what subject? Alara Kalama teaches Sankhya philosophy. So Alara Kalama, he will become disciple of Alara Kalama. Right. So now with Alara Kalama, he will learn about those 23, 24 things. Right. He will get to know Raja Gurtama Gursato. You also know all about that. But you didn't understand anything. But Buddha understood. Right. But Buddha was not very much satisfied with Sankhya philosophy. He was not like, yeah, this is the one. No. He was not happy with that philosophy. And he was like, I need to search more. And he left Alara Kalama for another guru, Udaka Ramputta. Udaka Ramputta. Now guess what should be the next philosophy, next training, next subject, right? The next philosophy was obviously yoga, yoga, right? So Udak Ramputta, he started training him in yoga, right? He taught him asana, pranayama, meditation, everything, right? So now he was like next level, pro in meditation, pro in asana, yoga and all. And then when he finished all the training, he said, sir, I want to go. So now Udak Ramputta asked, why you want to go? Siddhartha, right? You're doing great. You can actually succeed tomorrow, right? You are my main disciple. I love you. Do not go. So Buddha was like, I'm not fully satisfied. I think my search for truth is still not over. I got to learn from you, but now I have to go for answer writing. I need to practice. I need to give mock and all, right? And so I cannot stay. I need to go. Okay, jokes apart. So he said, yeah, I need to go. And finally he went. And now it's all about searching. It's all about wandering. It's all about meditating here and there, thinking what is right, what is not right, right? So close to the age of 35. Close to the age of 35. Close to the age of 35. So once while you're preparing, right, you also make some friends, right? So he also having some friends, few friends with him. So they were hanging around, discussing, debating what is there in the Hindu today. So similar discussion or debate they were also having, right? Let me take this forward. Yeah, so he also had some friends, Kundana, Bhadia, Papa, right, Mahanama, Asaji. You also, your roommates and all, basically the flatmates, you also have similar names, right? And Papa, Mahanama, Asaji. So he also was having such flatmates, not flatmates, but companions who were meditating together. So once what happened, they decided that, okay, now it's time, right? It's time we will meditate a lot of meditation we do. Right? Sometimes you also take this target that today I'll finish Lakshmikant, right? That kind of target you take, right? So similarly, they also took a target. Now we will not stop, will not eat anything, and will just keep on doing meditation. And they meditated for a very, very long time. And this happened to Buddha. Right? Now this stage is basically emaciated Buddha. Emaciated Buddha. After some time, Buddha was very, very hungry. Right, he actually touched his tummy and he was actually touching his backbone. Right, he was surprised. Oh, what have I done? And this is wrong. Right, I'm emaciated. I'm feeling very, very hungry. And there he had one realization that healthy mind stays in healthy body. So I cannot go for extreme kind of ascetic behavior. I cannot go for such behavior that I will leave food because actually I'm not nourishing my mind as well. So this is not a very good idea to meditate like this. And I need to have food. And now he was searching. So he found Sujata. So he asked Sujata that Sujata, can you please help me with kheer or something whatever you have. So she gave her some milk, a bowl of milk and rice. He had that and he was like, I'll eat and all. So now the friends, roommates, basically flatmates, they said that, my dear Buddha. My dear Siddhartha, he's not Buddha yet, he's Siddhartha Gautam. One thing I missed telling, that actually, unfortunately, he lost his mother, Mahamaya, on 7th day of his birth. 7th day. Right? And he was actually brought up by her Mosi, right? Prajapati Gautami. And that is the reason he was called as Siddhartha Gautam. Siddhartha Gautam. Right? Siddhartha means one who actually proves his name is Siddhartha. Or basically one who actually proves his worth, or the meaning, his meaning is Siddhartha. So Siddhartha Gautam. Yeah, coming back to the story. So yeah, so now they were like the friends felt like now he's not preparing, right? And if he will not prepare, he will also not let us prepare. So it is better to leave him. So all these friends left him, right? They decided that they will go to some other place. There they will do the preparation. So after they have left, Buddha thought again, brainstormed again, what to do now, what should be the new strategy, right? So after brainstorming, and after eating few days and all, so he decided that okay, it's now time. I had my food and all, and now I'll make a very comfortable cushion this asana, right? And I'll sit there, and now I'll meditate for as much time required to get the truth, right? Now he's looking for truth, and now this is the final act. He wants truth. So now with the full determination, right? That I will not get up, whatever happens. So here on the seat, my body may shrivel up. My skin, my bones, my flesh may dissolve, but my body will not move from the seat until I have attained enlightenment. So difficult to obtain in the course of many kalpas. So now he has decided, and now he is meditating. Right, this is 35 years of age. He is meditating, and currently he is at Bodh Gaya. He is at Uruvela. Uruvela is now known as Bodh Gaya. So he decided to sit below a peepal tree, which will be called as Bodhi tree. He sits here, and nearby there is a river. River is Niranjan River, now called as Falgu, and he started meditating. Right, he started meditating. This is similar, right? Why I'm taking example of your UPSC preparation, because that's a similar game. Right, you took some target, you decided that okay, this is a new pursuit, this is a personal pursuit. I learn, right? I develop, and then I'll be like, I'll have that nirvana. I'll be great answer. I'll be great in answer writing. I'll have all general speed. Same situation, right? That is the reason I'm comparing. This is also personal pursuit. Your preparation is also personal pursuit, right? Similar condition, similar stage. Okay, so anyway, so now he is meditating, and as soon as he sat, after some time, again there's a legend called Mara Vijay, right? Mara Vijay. So you see some ladies over here close to Buddha, right? So now what happened? Mara is technically god of illusion. Now he is worried that I don't know why Buddha is meditating. Even gods are worried. So like he's like, I'm not very sure why Buddha is meditating. Maybe he will acquire some superpower. He will be against us. He will be against all the devas, all the gods. Right. So I should disturb him. I should not let him do this. I should not let him reach nirvana stage. So as soon as he sits, and after some time, Mara is here with all the demons, right, with his daughters who distract him. Now again, it is a similar situation when you sit on your table to study, and then you realize you need to check Instagram. There is some work pending. There is a phone call. Right. So technically, this basically signifies distraction. Right, it signifies distraction. As soon as you try to meditate or try to focus on your study, there are a lot of distractions coming in. Right, and a similar stage, Buddha is his mind may be wandering, and his mind is like my friend has gone, and I don't know what Rahul must be doing. All things he must be thinking. Okay, so Mara came with all this power, and he's trying to disturb Buddha. So at this position, what he should do? So then he places his hand on the earth right here, and this is technically Bhumi Sparsha Mudra. Bhumi Sparsha Mudra. right? And he asked जो है Bhumi to become a witness of his resolve that he will not get up. Whatever happens, he will not get up. He will not break his vow. Basically, he will continue, focusing on the meditation. That is again similar to you decide that you will not get up from the table. If the phone comes, you will not attend, right? You will not be distracted. So you need to take this call that this distraction will not affect you. But in Buddha's story, this is called as Mara Vijay, right? Mara Vijay. Now this is a very very popular event, and you will find that in most of the Buddhist architecture, you will find this Mara Vijay sculpture, right? And everywhere, Ajanta, everywhere you find that there is Mara Vijay sculpture. Okay, so Mara Vijay. So now after some 49 days, right? After some 49 days, he got nirvana. Right, he sat there for 49 days, kept on meditating, and at the age of 35, now he has nirvana. So this is the point of nirvana, denoted by people tree or bodhi tree, and sometimes denoted by empty asana. Now, why denotion is so important? Wait. Mahabharishkrama is denoted by horse. Right, why are we talking about this denotion? Why? Right, denoted by horse, denoted by that. Right, similarly, bird denoted by bull, right, denoted by elephant. Why? Because of architecture. In architecture, Buddha is rarely, especially initial architecture, right? First, you can say till you can say first century AD, right? So for the first 400 years, you will hardly find Buddha in human form. You will not find Buddha anywhere in the architecture. You will only find symbol, right? You'll find maybe Bodhi tree, you'll find empty asana, you'll find horse, you'll find bull, you'll find lotus, elephant, but not Buddha. Right? This is called as aniconism. Right? I teach you that in art and culture, where we discuss that in these architecture, Buddha is not there. Mostly in these architecture, Buddha is not there. Right? This is the later architecture which we saw, where Buddha is sitting himself. But otherwise, if Buddha is not there and only the seat is there, this means that there is Buddha. That is aniconism. Anyway, coming back. So yeah, so now Buddha has got nirvana. Right, now what is nirvana, what is philosophy, we'll get back to that later, but let's continue. So he understood what is nirvana. In nutshell, if I can tell you, in a very short fashion, if I tell you, so now he is free from any kind of desire. Now there is no desire in the life, right? Free from all the desires. So he got nirvana. Now what's the next step? So this Bodhi tree, there's a history of Bodhi tree as well, right? So Ashoka is a fan of Buddha, right? And so his queen Tisrakha is very much jealous of Bodhi tree, and that is the reason she will try to cut down Bodhi tree. Similarly, later one king Pushmitra Sundha, we will talk about the story as well. We'll talk about Shashank as well. They also tried to cut Bodhi tree, but every time it was destroyed. Some other tree was planted, or basically that tree came back, right? So yeah, so that is Bodhi tree. Okay, going forward. So now what happens from here? Now he's worried about. So now he's at Bodh Gaya, and now he has figured out how to qualify. But technically, what is nirvana? So now he comes out, asks, where are my friends? Those 5 flatmates, right? So yeah, so where are my friends? By the way, please do not take it seriously. I'm just trying to make it comparable, comical, so as to make it more relatable. Right? I'm very sorry if you feel that, but yeah, disclaimer is on. This is only to ensure or only to make it relatable. Right? So now when you have cracked something, right? Suppose the result is out and you are AIR1. Now the time is to tell those friends that you are AIR1. So you will go out, you will ask people where my friends have gone. They will tell you, okay, they have gone there. Okay, so now he will come to Banaras. He will come to Sarnath to find his friends. This is a deer park then. There were a lot of deers. So this deer symbol can also signify this moment. And he will find his friend, he will tell, I figured out, I cracked it. Right, so now those friends are here. Okay, sir, tell me how to crack, right? So now Buddha sits here in Sarnath, and for the very first time, he rotates the dharma of chakra, right? So this is basically dharma chakra parivartana, right? The dharma chakra, now there is some change in the dharma chakra, right? Now it's parivartana, a new philosophy is coming in, it's parivartana, there's a change, right? So dharma chakra, parivartana, so now in the dharma chakra or in the dharma, that chakra is rotating, or there is going to be a change, and there is going to be a new philosophy, right? So for the very first time, he told what is nirvana, right? How to get nirvana, what exactly is nirvana, right? Is there any way for the nirvana? So he's actually discussing his philosophy for the very first time. So this first sermon is called as dharma chakra parivartana, right? Held at Sarnath. Okay, so and all these 5 disciples, all his companions will become his sangha. So now coming back to the timeline. So here only we find that after nirvana there is dharma chakra parivartana, denoted by either wheel or sometimes deer as well. Dharma chakra parivartana. Plus we also found establishment of sangha, right? Sangha. So sangha is technically organization. Sangha is what? Sangha is organization. So now he has formed a sangha starting from these 5 disciples, and from here you can understand these sanghas. So as the number of disciples will increase, this sangha will keep on increasing. This sangha will become bigger and bigger every time, right? So now the sangha has started. And gradually more of his fellow pupils, he was with Alara Kalama, Udakaramutta, right? So now a lot of disciples, or basically a lot of his colleagues, co-learners, right, who were also disciples of Alara Kalama and Udakaramutta, now they have their own set of disciples. So when they join Buddha, they bring other set of disciples. Are you getting the point? So it is not those friends joining him, but also the disciples of the friends joining him. So together, a big sangha is getting created, right? So somebody brought 200 disciples, some 300 disciples. The number is not important, but the number is that the thing to understand is that now the sangha is swelling, right? Now this organization is swelling, right? Gradually the sangha is becoming bigger and bigger, and from here travels and teaching starts. So from 35, so we have already made the timeline to 35. From 35 till the age of 80, where he actually lose Buddha, right, around 483 BC or somewhere. Yeah, 483 BC. Again, the date is not very accurate, but yeah, this is something we know. So yeah, so for next 45 years, only thing they will do is travel, right? Travel and teaching. Right, only travel and teaching. They will travel for whole year, except the rainy season, the season of Vassa, Barish. So except for the season of Vassa, right, they will be traveling the whole season, right, the whole year. And because by traveling and by increasing the size of the sangha, it's more like network, right? If you have bigger network, they'll be able to preach to the much more people, right? They'll be able to explain to the much more, or to the bigger crowd, and then there'll be more conversion. So now you can say this size of the sangha will keep on increasing. Also, you must understand that the game is about 3 things now. Buddha, basically the whole process is about 3 things: Buddha and his sangha. This sangha is selling, right? Plus the third thing here is his dhamma, philosophy. right? So Buddha, obviously, this whole process is about three things: Buddha himself, his philosophy Dhamma, and the Sangha, which keeps on increasing. And now they are traveling, telling people about Dhamma, and more people are joining. So he will go back, he will meet kings, he will meet Bimbisara again, right? Bimbisara, his son Ajatashatru in Magad, right? Not only in Magad, but even nearby Koshala king Prasenjit, right? Kaushambi king Udayan. Now, don't worry about these names. We'll talk about these names when I teach you Mahajanadas, right? So don't worry about it. So Udayan is also here. Plus Buddha, father himself Uddhavan, right? His mother Prajapati. All these are joining Buddha. Now again, rise of Buddhism over here. Basically, at this point, popularity of Buddhism, very objectively, if you think, popularity of Buddhism depends upon, of course, his Dhamma is simple, very simple. People can relate. Of course, they are using Pali language. Of course, the Sangh is such that because of the size of the Sangh, because of this network, it will keep on spreading. But one thing we must not forget: Buddhism is also being supported by Kshatriyas and in bracket royal families. Are you getting the point? If Bimbisara gets converted, right? If the king of Magad is himself in favor of Buddhism, don't you think people will also think about Buddhism? They get to know about Buddhism. They will also join Buddhism. Are you getting the point? Similarly, if the king of Koshala is with Buddhism, if the king of Koshambi is with Buddhism, people will get to know that what is that religion or not religion, that sect philosophy which our king is following. Right? We would like to know, right? For example, if let's say Draupadi Murmu today, our esteemed respectable honorable president, right? If she says that she's joining a sect called XYZ, right? If she says that, now we all will be worried, right? It will be like not worried as well, but it will be like part of the current affair. That's why we are worried, because you are preparing for UPSC. So you'll be worried, what is XYZ? What are the tenets of XYZ? Right? What is the philosophy of XYZ? How many people follow XYZ? How does this originate? Who's the founder of XYZ? All these things you'll be worried about, right? Because it will come in examination, people will be talking about that. And while studying about it, maybe you like it, maybe you will also follow it, right? So that's what I mean. Like here, when king is following or the king is supporting, right? So definitely, it's like a great support for the whole org, for the whole philosophy, right? So popularity of Buddhism is very much dependent upon Kshatriya, but also Vaishya. We will find a lot of donation, or basically a lot of support, also comes from Vaishya, right? And why not Shudra? Because this is open for everyone. So even Shudra will join. So if Shudra, if they find a place or find a philosophy which treats them equal, don't you think that this Sangh will keep on swelling? Yeah. Okay. Though it is open for all, but here only we should discuss one more thing. It is not open for soldiers. It is not open for people who are in debt. It is yet not open for women. The women angle yet has to come, right? And it is yet not open to slaves. Now again, why? Think about this. Why soldiers, person who has taken debt, women, forget about women, it's okay. Think about slaves, because women will eventually join. Within 6 years, Buddha will allow women. But initially, women were not allowed, right? So soldiers, debt, somebody who has taken debt was in debt, and slaves, they were not allowed to join Buddhism. What must be the thought process behind this thing? Yeah. So now, what if soldiers come to Buddha and say, I want to join you? Buddha says, why not? Right? And all the soldiers join Buddha. And they say, now we don't have any desire. No desire to fight. No desire to do war. Because Buddhism is against war. So if he allows warriors and soldiers to join, right, they will not do war. If they will not do war, we will lose the support. Understood? We will lose this support, right? And people will not support Buddha, or basically, he has to be aligned with what the society wants, right? So yeah, the soldiers can only be allowed if king says so. If you can get a permission from the king that yes, you can go join Sangha, then it's fine. Similarly, debt person. Suppose I take a debt of, let's say, 1000 CR, right? And then I say that I've joined Buddhism. I can't return when I forgot, means I have no desire of returning now, right? I have taken debt, right? So now the person who has given debt, will he support such philosophy? No, not possible. Similarly, same thing is with slavery, right? So society will not support. Society, the kind of support he's having over here, he will lose the support if he allows, person who has some responsibility or person who has some, you can say, liability, right? They should not be joining Sangha, right? So if a slave can join, but he should get again, the permission from the owner, right? He wants to or she wants to join Buddhism. If the owner allows, then it's possible. Yeah, again. So yeah, so what we see that the core religion of Buddha traveling is somewhat like this. Right, he has gone to Vaishali, he has gone to Magad Rajgir, then we see that he has gone back to his hometown, Sakya, then Koshala, then Vatsa Kausambi. So this is his core area. So in this core area, he will keep on traveling. So UPSC had asked about, asked a question about what all places Buddha had went, right? And the option had one option, Gandhara. Well, Gandhara. Right, so obviously, this is very far from Gandhara. So it is not possible. Basically, his core area does not include Gandhara, so he has not traveled to Gandhara. Similarly, he has not traveled to Avanti. Right, Avanti is also very far. Gandhara is also very far. Not under the, you can say, the ambit, or he has not traveled to such far areas. Okay, anyway, again, if you see, so when he has gone back to Rajgir, right, he met Bimbisara again. There he found some of his main disciples like Sariputta, Maudgalyana. Right, here in Rajgir, in Magad, he's spending a lot of time at Veluvan during rainy season. Now, thing to notice over here is Anathapindika. Anathapindika is technically a Vaishya, not a king. And he is donating Jetawan. One means jungle or forest, or basically, an orchard, bagh. Right, so Jetawan is being given to Buddha. This shows what? That even Vaishyas are supporting. Yeah, so he has been to Sarnath, Mathura, Banaras, Nalanda, Vaishali, Rajgir, Patliputra. Right, so these are the places associated with the life of Buddha. Now Shubhodhan got to know about his son, and he got to know that how well he's doing. Right, fathers are proud when they get to know that his father, or his son, is doing great. And he wanted Buddha to come back once to his own hometown, to his own kingdom, or the kingdom of his father. Right, and he sent 9 delegates to call Buddha. Right, but those 9 delegates, when they go there, they listen to Buddha, so they join Sangha. They forgot to tell Buddha why they came. Finally, the 10th person, known as Kaludai. So Kaludai also came to Buddha. Right, he also joined. He also became an Arahant. Right, somebody who joins Sangha. Right, and he is like pure now, so he also became Arahant. But before he became Arahant, he told Buddha that Papa is calling, go back once. Right, he asked me to tell you that. So now he got to know, and he was also like, why not? I should go to my hometown as well. People of my hometown should also get to know the meaning of Nirvana, the path of Nirvana. Right, so why not? So there he decided that he will go to his place as well. Yeah. So yeah, Buddha has gone to his place and this place, and these 10 are basically the important disciples. Now I don't want you to remember all the disciples. I just want you to notice. Just notice. In his top disciples, there is Anand, there is Mahakashyap, there is Upali. He is the son of Rahul. right? Anand is his cousin and Rahul is his son. Okay, so these are basically the few names you need to keep in mind: Mahakashyap, Anand, and Upali, and Rahul. Okay, so yeah, so now he has gone to his hometown, right? So Royal Palace was preparing great meal for him, but whole Sangh was begging because Sangh was supposed to beg. Sangh is not someone who can have food at home; they need to beg for eating. Right? At this place, he got his cousin Anand converted to Buddhism, his son converted to Buddhism, his half brother Nanda converted to Buddhism. So a lot of his own family joined Buddhism. Now, this place is also known for, again, most of you UPSC will not ask this question, but since we are discussing this, so let's have this. So Buddha had a discussion with his father Sudhodan, right? Sudhodan, right? His father was saying, what you're doing is actually challenging the order of the society, right? You're challenging the order of the world, right? Because right now economy runs like, Vash at third number and this one system and all. You are challenging the whole, you can say, makeup of the society, which is very, very detrimental, very, very detrimental. Right? Second conversation he had with his wife, Yashodhara. Right, so yeah, she was complaining, right? And in a very recent modern novel, modern take on Buddhism, where Yashodhara was saying that in that novel, because see, in religion you are free to, you can say, think from on the behalf of Yashodhara. Right, well, you can have multiple perspectives in religion. So as per one of the perspectives, sorry, as per one of the perspective, Yashodhara had that discussion with Buddha, and she was like, what about us? What about me and Rahul? You went out, you have this, you wanted to seek truth and all. But what is the responsibility towards us? Why did you think about us? Also, she said that yes, it takes a woman to complete a man, but woman is always complete, right? So it is not like that you complete me; it is like I complete you. So that kind of discussion they had, husband and wife discussion. Well, now he's beyond all these relationships. So now he's Buddha, right? So why Buddha? By the name Buddha. The name Buddha comes from, there is somebody who is not wise enough, or you can call him Buddhu, right? Buddhu, who is like fool. But on the contrary, there is somebody who is like intelligent, and you say that he's Buddhiman, Buddhi. But when somebody is beyond intelligence, then he becomes Buddha. So that's how he is Buddha, right? He's beyond Buddhi, he's beyond intelligence. Right, so yeah, so coming back to our original discussion. So after some time, he loses his father, so basically Sudhodan dies. And after the death of Sudhodan, there is a demand by especially his mother, basically the foster mother, the Daima, Prajapati, right? And Mahamaya, sorry, Prajapati Gautami, that, we also want to, we and all the other ladies of the house wants to join your, the order, right? We want to become nun, Buddhist nun. So now Buddha, gave this a serious thought. Till now, women were not allowed, right? So there Buddha and Anand had that discussion. Anand is cousin, right? So yeah, Buddha and Anand had this discussion, and Anand, because he is a cousin, so he has, you can say, spent a lot of time with his brother, with his cousin Buddha. And here he pushed Buddha that, why we are not allowing women? We should allow women because the capacity of men and women to attain nirvana is same, right? And they have same potential. Everybody can attain nirvana irrespective of the person is male or female. So there is no reason we should deny entry of women in our sangha. Women should also be allowed. Now Buddha had some initial apprehension. He said that, first of all, we are traveling a lot, right? And that is one reason that I don't want to allow women. Second, he said that, we both understand that if I don't allow women today, Buddhism will exist for another 1,000 to 2,000 years, right? But if we allow women, right, it might decline in another 500, 600 years. That is my apprehension. That is Buddha's apprehension. That was the reason that I was not allowing women to join till now. But you are right, Anand, that yes, they have equal potential, and it is not the fault of women that they should not join sangha. They should be joining sangha, and he gave them additional rules. Once they come in, they need to have some additional rules, some vinay. So we will see in doctrine, women have a different set of book only, a different book which tells us, basically a different set of rules for women, which they need to follow in sangha. Okay, so that's how after almost 6 years or 5 years from the nirvana, right? Almost in the 6th year, he has allowed the women to join sangha. Yeah, a famous story is of Amrapali as well. So he had gone to Vaishali. Now in Vaishali there's a lady called Amrapali, and she is Ganika. So Ganika is someone who is into courtesan, who lives in court, dancing and all, right? So it's not a very respectable position, Ganika. Right, not very respected in the society, not very respected in the courts. And she came to Buddha's sermon, and she was very much influenced by Buddha. She was like, I wanted to meet you, I wanted to invite you. Can you please come to my place, right? And have dinner with us. So she invited Buddha to have dinner. And again, as per the story, there were two princes also who came there, and they also tried to invite Buddha. But Buddha said that no, Amrapali has already invited, so I'll go to Amrapali. So there he had gone to Amrapali, and Amrapali also had donated with sangha, again one orchard, one Amrapali had donated because she was rich, right? She was rich. As a Ganika, she was rich. Right, so yeah, so he had his meal at Amrapali's place. This is one thing. Amrapali is one of her disciples, very important disciple. Right, so few women who were associated with Buddha as disciples. So his wife Yashodhara, son Rahul, Gautami, Prajapati, his mother, basically foster mother, Sujata, Amrapali, then Vishakha from Anga, then Khema is wife of Bibisara, and Malika is wife of Prasanji. Again, you need not remember all the names, it's okay, but at least recognize that they are the disciples. So few are very, very easy. That Vishakha, Khema, and Malika, gradually you will learn, right? Okay. So finally, after preaching his sect for 40 years, 45 years, right? Now he knew that now I have grown old, I'm 80 years of old, and now it's time to actually go. It's time to leave my body. So his disciples, he has already told this intention to his disciples that time has come and it's time to go, right? So his disciples were actually asking, no, you should stay, we should visit more places and all. That we need your guidance. So he was definitely, obviously, people will ask, right? Your disciples will ask you to stay. So yes, he was asked to stay, but it's not possible. And once he was in Kushinagar. Yeah, so Kushinagar. So he was in Kushinagar, and there he had a meal. So now there are two versions. One version of the story says that this meal had some food poisoning. This meal did some food poisoning to Buddha. Another version, basically, which is more believable, is that Buddha, was in the age. So because of the age only, he was very, very weak, and he was anyway about to die. It was not about food poisoning. There was no food poisoning. He was sick. He has grown weak, and because of the age, so he was anyway going to die. So basically, he was going to leave. So yeah, Kushinagar. So in the place, basically Kushinagar, he had last meal from a blacksmith from Luhar, right? Last meal, and after that he left his body. Right, now this event, this is called as final going out. This is Mahaparinirvana. Right, final leg of the story, Mahaparinirvana. The light has gone out, right? So yeah, the light has gone, so he has left us here. So now the Buddha had asked, for example, he said that all composite things decay. Last words, strive diligently, right? All composite things will decay. So strive, your effort, your passion, basically hustle should be very, very diligent. Also Buddha said that once I'm not there, what you do with my relics after cremation, my ashes, relics, has to be buried under a stupa. some mound. Under this mound, my relics has to be buried. And this mound has to be on the crossroad. It has to be on the crossroad, right? So that travelers will come and they'll get to see this place. Also, people can come and meditate over here. And it's not about worship. He's not a god. I'm sorry, he was not a god. Then at least, right? He was not. He was basically a guru. No? He was a guru, and he wanted people to come and meditate close to him, that think about his teachings and all. And that was something he wanted. Also, he wanted travelers to see his stupa, right? Travelers to see the place and get get to know the philosophy. So that was his idea, and that's how stupa came into picture. So the last event, Mahaparinirvana, is denoted by stupa. Mahaparinirvana, denoted by stupa. Yeah. Now, what happened after his death? Now, this happened in Kushinagar, right? Kushinagar. So now, king of Kushinagar thought that now the whole relic is his, and he can have the whole relic, or basically he can make the stupa in Kushinagar only. But what happened? All the other kings attacked Kushinagar. So there were around 7 kings who sieged Kushinagar. This is called a siege of Kushinagar, right? So immediately after the death of Buddha, somebody who taught non-violence, somebody who said that right conduct and all, right, who was very peaceful. Immediately after his death, there is a war. Right, siege of Kushinagar. If you see, this is basically from Sanchi Stupa. Right, Sanchi Stupa, Madhya Pradesh. Right, where this Kushinagar is being sieged by. See the elephants coming in. One elephant going there, one elephant going this way, and there are people. Basically, you see these are the archers, right, trying to attack Kushinagar. From this panel, we get to understand the architecture of Kushinagar. This is how architecture of Kushinagar will look like, right? Some barrel like roof, right? Very long, very height of the walls are very high. So yeah, so anyway, Kushinagar is sieged over here. Some 7 kings attack all the nearby kingdoms. They of the view that Kushinagar is not the only kingdom which has right over the relics of the Buddha. We also have the right over the relic. So how come Kushinagar can have all the relics? No, he cannot have all the ashes. So you see, one elephant is going this way. They have taken the relic. They are with the relic. Similarly, the elephant going this way. They have the relic. Right. So now they have attacked Kushinagar. The relic was distributed. Right. And after the distribution of relic, now we have 8 relics plus 9 spot. So total 9 stupas. So Rajgir, Vaishali, Kapilvastu, Alakappa, in Nepal, Ramgrama, Vithapida. So basically we have like 9 stupas erected in these various Mahajanpadas, right? Because they fought for it. Later on. So this was the end of basically the not exact end. Abhi thoda sa story baki hai. Some more things to tell you. But yeah. So after almost 200 years. Yeah, after almost 200 years, Ashoka came into picture. And when he got converted to Buddhism, when he realized that it's a great philosophy and I need to follow, so what he did, he opened all these stupas, right? He opened all these stupas, except the Ramgrama, Nepal one, except the Ramgrama, he had opened all these stupas, and he, using those relics, he erected some 84,000 stupas in the country. Right? Now, stupa was not like this. Again, it's a later version, it's a later embellishment where we have such kind of rock. Otherwise, it was just a mound, right? A mound like this. Just a mound. Right, and that is the reason these small 84,000 stupas, we cannot locate all the stupas today. We don't have them. We don't know where. Right, or is it just a number? Right, is it just a legend? There were 84,000 stupas. So we are not very sure. But yes, it is said that he made some 84,000 stupas. Plus he spreaded Buddhism in various countries, Central Asia, West Asia, etc. He had sent his own daughter Sangamitra and signed Mahendra to Sri Lanka. Right, Sri Lanka Mahendra is very popular. Right, the Mahendra Rajapaksa. Right, so yeah, the Mahendra to Sri Lanka, Burma, Tibet. Right, all these places. You see that Buddhism is still there. His own children had gone to Sri Lanka. Right, so this is one part of the story. So recently, 2022 paper. See what UPSC had asked. Discuss the significance of the lion and bull. Right, of course, this is a culture question. But we were discussing bull. So we can write about bull from Buddhist concept as well, or the Buddhist theory as well, right? And then other than that, there are so many stories from Jainism and so many stories from Hinduism. But same with the story with lion. So Buddha is also called as Shakya lion of the Shakyas. And that is the reason our emblem has 4 lions. Ashoka made them, right? These basically denote Buddha, Shakya lion. Also, early Buddhist stupa art by depicting folk motifs and narratives successfully expound Buddhist ideas. So what is this saying? That our architecture, right, Buddhist architecture, tells Buddhist theories, Buddhist ethics, Buddhist story, Buddhist legends, right? This is something we were discussing, right? And of course, we have not seen the Buddhist architecture yet, but few things which we discuss, like Maravijaya, right? Then sculpture, then aniconism, right? This is basically coming from here. So we discuss this again in detail when we are discussing culture, right? We'll talk about all this in culture. Yeah. So going forward, again, yeah. So these are the things which denote Buddha, like white elephant conception, lotus and bull birth, horse renunciation, empty seat meditation. So just go through this last one. Also, in 2012 we had this question. Yeah, Bhumi Sparsh Mudra. Right? They had asked about Bhumi Sparsh Mudra. Okay. Again, so we have finished philosophy, life of Buddha. Let's talk about philosophy of Buddhism. A quick chat. Yeah, so chat is on. Quick chat. Wow, just chat on. Yeah, guys. Akansha Jan, you are able to chat. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So what is Bhumi Sparsh Mudra? Bhumi Sparsh Mudra. Bhumi Sparsh Mudra, where in Mara Vijay, we are discussing that this mudra where he asks Bhumi to witness his resolve. Right? He will not get up. He will not be disturbed by Mara Vijay. This is Bhumi Sparsh Mudra, no? That's a 9th pot. What is 9th pot? So basically, there were 8 division of relics were divided into 8. Okay. So this yeah. 1.0. Can you please comment? Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. So coming back. So why these 8 pots? Just a second. What is 9th pot? Okay. So now, so basically the relics of Buddha was divided into 8 parts and distributed between the kings. But there was a pot which was containing the relics. Now it is taken out, all the relics distributed, and people took in their own pot. So this pot is also very, very precious. So one stupa is on the pot. Right, one stupa is over the pot. So that's the pot or the stupa. Okay, debt basically when people take debt from okay, so debt is technically, yeah. Do I believe in God? Okay, debt. Wait, just a second. Coming back. Yeah, Sankar 1.08. So debt is, suppose a Vashya. You don't know debt when Vashya gave money to somebody. Let's say it's a loan technically, loan. So you took a loan 1 crore rupees and gone back and joined Buddha and say that I will not return. So that is debt. You are supposed to return, right? Hai na? Yeah. So Jayant Joshi, do I believe in God? Okay, that's my fundamental right, no right to privacy. Why should I reveal that whether I believe in God or not? Okay. Okay. Sutra Pitanga is a book, basically it's related to Jainism. And there in that book they have explained that there were some 360 sects. Yes, Rahul, that's how you started this book. Yeah, okay. So where is that pot or stupa? We don't know. We don't know. Right? Which stupa gone where? Where is the pot? We are not very sure. Okay. Okay. What happened in Nirvana? Okay, so let's get back to philosophy now. I'm saying Kshatriya allowed, not soldier is not allowed in Sankhya. No, Sankhya has nothing to do with Kshatriya allowing soldier or not. That Sankhya is a philosophy, simple philosophy about Gyan Marg. This is how you can get moksha. If you can see your all the elements in isolation, then that is Nirvana. Right? Is it possible to someone can control his desire? See, we are unenlightened people, right? And I don't have Nirvana. So I cannot comment, right? Like, how do I know? So it is not about Nirvana. Whether this desire can be controlled or not. Maybe it's a personal pursuit, right? Again, can you control? Is it possible? Why not, man? Why not? Right? Yeah, suppose initially when you were a kid, right? You must be having a lot of craving, toffee khani, right? You wanted to have candies, but then you have grown old, and now you don't care about candies, right? So now you don't have any desire of candy. You can control yourself. No, it's you. So yes, you can have that control, right? You can come out of desire. There might be, for example, for example, your Dadaji, right? You tell your Dadaji, your grandparents, or sometimes even parents, that Mummy, I'm going to have today, chole bhature, right? And you're excited about having chole bhature, but there is no excitement in your mother, right? Or in your grandparents, right? Like, yeah, okay, go have fun, it's okay. Right? You might think that why are they not excited? They should also be excited about chole bhature, but they don't have any desire anymore. Now you can tell me that because they are not having any desire because they have enjoyed their life. Yeah, right. Have they enjoyed everything? Everything what they wanted has happened. No, that is not the case. It is like they're content. It's okay, right? And sometimes it's okay to give up, or it's okay to let it go, right? Maybe you can let it go without even enjoying, right? Possible. So since I'm not enlightened, so cannot comment. This is only for you, my friend. Oh, let's continue our discussion. Can Brahmins join Buddhism? Of course they can join Buddhism. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, so philosophy of Buddhism. Now, the source of philosophy of Buddhism are 3 books: Vinaya Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka, and Navadhamma Pitaka. But we are not worried about them right now. Let's continue. We'll come back to the book, how book came, right? Because that's a different story. So yeah, so before we get into philosophy, let's discuss few things. First is karma and karma phal, right? Karma. Now karma is actually same thing which you know, right? Karma is if you do something bad, accordingly you will get phal, right? If you have done something bad in your previous birth, you will have results accordingly. So that is karma. Same meaning of karma. Theory of karma is exactly same what you know today here, right? It is different from karma marga, right? If you remember in Brahmanas, or basically in Brahmanical religion, when we say karma, basically as per Brahmanas and Veda, karma was sacrifices. Right. But now here, karma is about what? Is about deed. Also, it is not only deed, but it is also intention. Sometimes even if you don't do anything, you just think about doing something wrong, right, or something good, right? Even that have a good impact or a bad impact, right? Now you can say that if I have not done anything, if I have only thought about that, how can it really impact me, right? How is that possible? Okay, so think about this. So suppose if you you have you heard about positive affirmations, right? So if you keep on telling positive things to you that I'm ethically correct, I'll not do anything bad with anyone, nothing good, nothing bad will happen to me, something like that. If those positive affirmations you are telling yourself on a daily basis, right? You become happy, right? You become content. You become like good things will happen to me. Especially similarly, if you let's say hate somebody, right? Hate from the core of your heart, right? Even without doing anything, don't you think that you feel irritated because of that person who the person you hate? And sometimes it happens, right? You hate someone. Basically, you might not have forgiven someone, right? If you have not forgiven someone, and if that person comes into your mind without doing anything, you feel the impact of those negative thoughts over you. Right? So intentions do matter. Even sometimes without doing, positive or negative intentions has impact on us. So karma is not only about actual actions but also intentions. Now again, what is samsara or rebirth? It's the same thing. What happens if we keep on taking birth? We are trapped in the cycle of birth and death. Why? And why? Because there is a lot of desire. There is a lot of cravings. And we are trapped in this the cycle of birth and death. And this is technically samsara. This is samsara. Same thing we have studied in your Brahmanical philosophy as well. So yeah, so from this basic concept, let's go ahead. So now in Buddhism there is a concept of Triratna, 3 important things of Buddhism. What are they? You already know that. Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. You must have heard Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Right? I want to be under Buddha or under Dhamma or under Sangha. So Sangha is the community, Dhamma is the doctrine or philosophy, and Buddha is the enlightened guru, an enlightened person. So this is the symbol of Buddha. This is the symbol of Triratna. Right? This is the symbol. This is basically Vajra, holding the whole system with strength. This is your Dharma Chakra Parivartana, and these are your Triratna. Right? The symbol is called as Shrivasta. Now UPSC can ask Shrivasta is related to what? That kind of question can be asked. Now let's come to philosophy. The philosophy of the Buddha is very, very simple. And Buddhism philosophy is very simple. Okay, hear me out. Now he says that total there are 4 truths in life. 4 truths. Right? Just 4 truths. Called as Chatvari Arya Satvani. 4 noble truths. Arya later on means noble. Somebody who is noble is called as Arya, or the noble is basically Arya. Chatvari is 4, Satya. So Chatwari are Satyam. There are 4 truths. First truth. First truth is Chatwari are Satyam. First truth, very very simple. Sabbam dukham. Right. So now you go to Buddha and Buddha says, my friend, you know, there is sorrow. Right? And you seem unhappy. Right? And so the first is life is full of sorrow, and Buddha can see sorrow in you. You are not happy. Right? And life is full of sorrow. The first is sabbam dukham. Second is dukha samudaya. Second. So when Buddha tells you that yes, there is sorrow, sabbam dukham, it's like dukh to hota hai, dukh to hai. Right? And you like, yes, Buddha, you're right, you're correct. It's sabbam dukham. Right? And there is sorrow. And dukh to hai, main dukhi hu. And sabbam dukham. Second is dukh samudaya, dukh samudaya. Now, by the way, dukh does not always mean pain. No, it is not like, it can be pain. It can be also unsatisfactoriness. Right? It can be, feeling of being something, something unpleasant. You're just not at ease. You're not just feeling great. Right? You're not happy. Maybe it's not pain always. That breakup ho gaya. No, that's not the case. It's not like you're always in pain. Or you are in pain. No, there can be like you're not satisfied. There's some craving, there's some desire, there's unfulfilled desire. You're not satisfied. There's some unsatisfactoriness, and maybe it's just that your life is unpleasant. Right? You are not very comfortable with life. Right? You're not very happy with life. Yeah. So, but this can be solved. Dukh samudaya. Right? So now, no, sorry, dukh samudaya. So dukh samudaya means there are causes of sorrow. Right? There are causes. So somebody is telling you that there are causes as well. Causes. Dukh is there. There are so many dukh, and dukh is because important thing there is a desire. Right? Or there is avidya, ignorance. Ignorance. Right? Now how ignorance can cause dukh? So now avidya is basically dukh is like craving, right? Dukh is technically right craving, also called as tanha. Tanha is craving. So suppose I have craving for samosa now. Right? I want to eat samosa. I'm dukhi because I cannot order samosa. I'm in the middle of the class. Right? I want to eat samosa. I want to have, let's say, lassi, but I cannot have that. I have craving of lassi right now, but I can't. I'm basically trapped. Can't do it. So yeah, one thing can be craving. One thing can be craving for something. Or craving maybe it can be bigger. Suppose I want to maybe qualify some examination. Right? So I have some craving. So some tanha. Second is avidya, ignorance. Right? For example, you are unhappy. You are having dukh because of something which does not exist. I'm getting the point. For example, in your class or in your college, you are having crush on someone, right? Or you think that somebody is angry with you because you did something, right? Now in that case, after a few days, when you meet that person tells you that who are you, right? I don't know who are you. That crush telling you that I don't know who are you, and you are under assumption that there is something going on. Or the other thing is you are angry with someone. Or basically, you thought that somebody is angry with you, and when that person met you, he told you or she told you that no, it's not you. I'm unhappy or angry with someone else, and that might have shown on my face, but I'm okay with you. I'm fine with you. So it was only because of that ignorance or avidya. You were not aware about the real things. So you were not aware about the the real issues, and you thought that it's about me, right? And you were unhappy. Similarly, sometimes you must have seen kids being unhappy, right? Some kid unhappy because he wants to go to Nana's place today, but he thinks that Nana lives nearby. Maybe Nana is like 500 kilometers far away. Right? So sometimes it's because of avidya. Sometimes it's because of craving. So dukh samudaya. The third thing. So now again, these things are very very simple, right? Yeah. So third is dukh nirodha. This can be stopped. Yeah, it says, but yeah, there is a solution. It can be stopped. Possible. Right? This dukh, this sorrow can be stopped. Right? And in fact, you can reach ultimate step, which is nirvana. You can get rid of all these things. Right? And now the question arises, Buddha, how? Tell me how. Buddha says that yes, there is a path, Ashtangika Marg. If you tread on Ashtangika Marg, if you walk on Ashtangika Marg, you will get rid of them and you can reach nirvana. So these 4 statements are basically the core of the philosophy. This is the philosophy. Right? 4 simple statements. That's sabbam dukham, dukh samudaya, dukh nirodha, Ashtangika. Now the question arises, what is Ashtangika Marg? Right, Ashtangika Marg. So these 8: right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Right, these 8 are the paths, are the eightfold paths. Yeah. Okay. So now it sounds very simple. Okay, now we'll have to have right view, but what it actually means, right? So right view is about having right. Right view is about having right vision of the world. It's about understanding that nothing is permanent. Everything is impermanent. Right? We don't understand this part, but nothing is permanent. Right? So having that right view, right? Having that right view of not having ignorance. Maybe you're not completely out of it, but at least your vision should be like that. Right? You should be out of the ignorance and understanding that nothing is permanent. Second thing is right resolve. Now right resolve. Now resolution or resolve is more about not harming others. Right? In fact, it is more about not only not harming others, but also about making sacrifices for people. Right? If you do good for the people, if you sacrifice for the people, you feel much better. Yeah. So not harming others. If there is any thought as such, thought to destroy or harm others, that thought has to be destroyed. Right. So second thing is sacrifices or not harming others. Now the third. This is resolve. Third mark is about right speech. Right speech. Now automatically, obviously, it means you don't have to say anything bad to anyone. Right. You have to be very polite to everyone. Also, it is like don't abuse. Right. Don't use sarcasm. Right, it has to be very straightforward, clean, polite conversation with everyone, so that suppose if you are being sarcastic, right, you feel good for some time, right? But that is a very very negative thought, right? So being sarcastic is again it's harmless when we think like this, what sarcasm can do. But right now we are trying to clean ourselves. We want to reach nirvana. That's the ideal utopian stage, right? So before that you have to come clean. You cannot say anything bad to someone because it is not about what this impact will have on them, but it is about what impact it has on me, right? So I cannot be sarcastic. I don't have to say anything wrong to anyone. Now next is right conduct. Right conduct. My all actions should be correct. Now when I say right conduct, I don't have to harm anyone, right? And there are few vows, few promises I have to make. 5 main promises called as Panchashila. 5 ethical promises which I have to make. Very important. I don't have to kill anyone. I can't steal. I can't cheat anyone. Right? I can't tell lie. Plus I will not be using any kind of intoxicants. Now 5 are basic. This has to be done by everyone. Whether you are a new disciple, right? Whether you are an old disciple, everyone has to do it, right? But if you are a monk, then you have to follow 5 more. You can't have food at inappropriate time. You should not be singing, you should not be dancing, you should not be having music or something. Do not wear perfume, do not sit on high chairs, do not sleep on luxurious. The point is anything which is artificial, do not accept money as well. Now you say, sir, why cannot the person have, cannot apply perfume and all? The point is, as soon as you do, as soon as you have something artificial on you, once it is over or once it is not there, you feel like incomplete. Suppose you are in the habit of putting deo, right? And you are in the habit of putting deo, and suppose by mistake you forgot one day to put deo on you, and once you go out after some time, you feel like that I might be smelling bad. Right, those who put makeup, almost everybody puts makeup, right? Yeah, so those who put makeup, so those when they go out and suppose if they're without makeup, they believe that they are not looking beautiful today, right? So that is something you will have something artificial about you, and once that stage is not there, same as with the intoxicants, right? So once you are under the control of intoxicants, you have a high, right? And once you are not high, you feel like going back to that point, right? So always your mind will be busy reaching these artificial situations. Again, the point is, it's about us. It's not about others. It's not about what impact we are making on others. It is always about us, right? And here for nirvana. Yeah, to conduct. So conduct also has to be right conduct. Now the next step is right means of livelihood. Now this is self-explanatory, means of livelihood. There should be no bribery. There should be no crime, etc., so that I am having peace of my mind. Okay. The next is right effort. Right effort is about making effort to have positive thoughts, not to have any kind of negative thoughts, right? And that will take some effort, right? Then is next is right mindfulness. Mindfulness, being aware about my surrounding, being aware about whatever is happening. And when I do all these 7 things, right? Again, think about, suppose you told a lie to your mother or your father or somebody who matters. Right, after telling lie, right? Even she has, or the person has accepted your lie. You think the impact of your lie on yourself. Right? You think about I have said something wrong, and you feel that negative impact on you. Suppose in that situation, right, when you are feeling the grunt of those lie on your heart, right? In that situation, if I ask you to meditate, will you be able to focus? No, right? And you will not be able to focus. You will not be able to concentrate. So that is the reason you need to clean your whole slate. You need to clean everything, right? Vision should be clean, resolve should be clean. You should not speak anything wrong about him. Your every action should be clean. You should not have done a livelihood should be clean. You should ensure that you're not getting any negative thought and you're having positive thought. You should be aware about all these things which are happening to you. And now if you meditate, this will be the right point. Now you will be able to see things. Now you'll be able to clearly see. So the whole idea is to actually clearly see. When you do all this, you get wisdom. Your whole conduct is ethical, right? You have that mental discipline, and then you are in the stage, then you are at the point to clearly see, right? And this is important. To reach this point, you have to go through all this, right? To clearly see, you need to see over here that you need to understand, you need to clearly see the impermanence. Nothing is permanent. Why I'm having this craving? Right? This will go. You will see yourself that there is nothing like permanent me, not self. Right? Right? Plus, you'll be able to see marks of suffering. And once you are able to entirely observe what is happening, why you are having these desire, cravings, and everything, then gradually it will take some time, not like one day. Right? It will take some time, and gradually you'll be able to dissociate yourself from all the desires, all the cravings, and eventually you can have nirvana. Right, so nirvana is technically extinguishing of the fire, leaving all the desires, hatred, ignorance, right? And it happens by practicing all these things. Once you practice, once you meditate with such a clear heart, clear mind, right? Then only you are able to clearly see. Then you are able to free from all the craving, desire, and everything. And then you have nirvana. Then you come out of that cycle of rebirth and all. Then you come out of samsara, right? So once you come out of samsara, that is nirvana. Yeah. So I'm done with the basic part of the philosophy. I'm left with the advanced part of the philosophy. Yeah, this was basic. Yeah. So chat is on. A quick chat. Yeah, so we are done with 4 noble truths, 8 noble eightfold path, karma and rebirth. Nirvana, half discussion done. Few more things to add. Pratik Samatpada, middle way, 3 marks of existence, 5 aggregates. This is yet to do. Yet to be done. Class timing 8 p.m. Okay, Ragini. I'm not very sure, but yeah, roughly it will go like 6 to 8 or 5:30 to 7:30, something like that. Right, mostly 6 to 8. I'm more inclined towards 6 to 8. Lotus signifies the birth of Buddha. You're asking the connotation. Okay, got it. So, I don't remember well. Let me get back to you on the meaning of the lotus. Lotus. Okay, yeah. 1.2. Okay, great. Okay, so let's conclude here, right? So from here we start tomorrow. Pratik Samatpada, right? We'll talk about Pratik Samatpada and all. And yeah. White elephant signifies power, right? White elephant signifies that somebody is as powerful as elephant entering her womb, right? And that shows that it's not a normal conception. It's a very powerful conception. Yeah. Okay. 2.2 के ही comments ज़्यादा show हो रहे हैं, 1.2 के भी show हो रहे हैं, दोनों show हो रहे हैं, right? है ना? So yeah, so Chandrasekhar. Yeah, let me have that discussion with the team, right? The discussion is yet pending. So tomorrow I'll inform around 11 a.m. Yeah, so let's meet tomorrow. And how to remember so many facts in history. So the point is that, see, for prelims, this will be written. Suppose prelims is asking about Pratik Samatpada, it will be written there, right? So you don't have to remember spelling, or even 4 options will be having meaning of Pratik Samatpada. So you don't have to remember anything. You only need to understand the concept. And if there's a fact, suppose they're asking about something factual, this is conceptual now. So if they're asking something about fact in MCQ, again it will be written. You should only be able to recognize. Only recognition is important, right? In mains, it is under your control to write how many facts you want, right? And so you don't have to write all the facts. You only have to write You only have to write the few examples, right? One or two examples here and there. So whatever you remember, that is fine. So with revision, you'll be able to recognize much better. And of course, in the very first time, you'll not be able to recognize everything, retain everything. But by the time you reach your present examination, it will be like you might have revised by 20 times, right? And then there'll be some picture memory in your mind, right? Reading notes again and again, highlighting, writing, right? So you'll be able to recognize the picture. Yeah, I have seen this somewhere. So this must be right. So that's how it goes. For everyone, it goes like that only. Because the syllabus is very, very vast. So it goes like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. So afternoon has issue. I have no issue in afternoon as well, but afternoon has issues. Afternoon, we have optional classes. So yeah, so that is the reason this class cannot be shifted to afternoon. Yeah, understood. Okay, so let's meet again tomorrow. So let's meet again tomorrow. We'll continue our discussion. And both the chats are visible. Okay, okay, got it. Good. Okay, we'll have Nirvana discussion again tomorrow. It's left. I have not completed the Nirvana discussion. Archita, what's the meaning of Dharma Chakra Parivartana? Dharma Chakra Parivartana is technically, once he gave the first sermon at Sarnath, right? It was like now he is starting a new philosophy, right? It's a new dharma, new thought process. So Dharma Chakra has Parivartana, changed, right? It is not all Brahmanical philosophy, but now it's changed. It's a new thought process. So that is the reason Dharma Chakra Parivartana. Yeah, bull. Why Niharika Saxena? Why bull signifies bird? It is his Rashi. He belongs to Vrishab Rashi, and Vrishab is technically bull. Right? I don't remember so many symbols, so I don't remember this lotus all apart. Exact meaning of lotus. I think something related to wisdom or something, but I'm not very sure. So let me not comment on it, and I'll see and get back to you. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Prithvi. Okay, Lakshman, Venkatesh, everyone. So let's meet again tomorrow at the new timing. And post another is like Daima Priyansh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. Dheeraj, at least you can revise and study after the rescheduling. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. Good night. Bye. Take care. Good day.